Good evening, Professor Legutko. Welcome to our studio. Welcome to Slovenia.
Good evening. Great to be here.
In your book, The Demon in Democracy, you write about the fact that communist and liberal democratic political systems derive from the same historical assumptions. Can you give us a brief background on the content?
Well, it's a rather complicated question. Yes, both are the products of modernity. That is, both are belief that society and human nature can be constructed, created like a technological product. So both liberal democracy and socialism or communism were considered to be the best and the latest human inventions. You not only create machines, but also you create a new man, right? A new human being, and a new society. So we are supposed to be such new machines under communism, and we are supposed to be such new machines today.
At the end of the last year, you addressed European Parliament over concerns that the Union has let Europeans down. What stands out among your accusations against Brussels is that it is the dominant brass band of the left-wing politicians. Your speech went viral on the internet, but you were also criticized.
Well, thank God that somebody criticized me. At least there's an occasion for a debate. Well, the problem with the European Union is that, or perhaps in Europe in general, that after 1968 it moved leftward. That is, today's EU agenda is the left-wing agenda. EPP, the European People's Party, has bought everything. If you look at German Social Democratic Party or Spanish Party Popular or Scandinavian parties, there is not much difference between them and the left wing. It's like a difference between Tweedledum and Tweedledee. Traditionally, politics was divided into left and right, a party of continuation, party of continuity, and a party of change. Now there is only one constellation of parties, the parties of change.
Mm-hmm. You write a lot about totalitarian temptations in free societies. Can you give us some examples?
Oh, well, go to any university nowadays, you will see the examples. That is the people, the professors with incorrect views are being prevented from speaking or being thrown out and losing the job. The very idea of having correct views is totalitarian. The word correct was the word I remember from my young days under communists. Either you had correct views or did not have correct views.
Speaking about temptations, and many have problems with that, how to face them and eventually overcome them?
Like we did in the case of communism, do not be afraid. Stand up and do not let yourself be intimidated. Once they see you are afraid, they will press on and on. So be what you are and do what you believe is right.
Mm-hmm. What kind of democracy do we actually live in your opinion?
Well, the democracy that we have today is democracy without alternative. So every views, every program that is being launched has no alternative, which is wrong. Democracy should be a conversation, different points of view, right? Different options. Now, the EU has only one correct line. And in most of the governments in Western, also in Eastern Europe, in Central Europe, have also one correct line, which is wrong.
Speaking about the Brussels, yesterday all countries, members of European Union, except Poland, agreed on a resolution that is suspending EU cohesion funds for Hungary over rule of law concerns in the country. What is your comment on that?
Well, I think it is completely lawless. There is no legal ground for such a move. The only option to punish the member state is through the council and not through money. Money is a part of the job. So Hungary pays money to the common pool. So Hungary is entitled to have to get the money.
433 members of the European Parliament agreed last year that the situation has deteriorated such that Hungary can no longer be considered a full democracy. That's a large majority, isn't it?
Well, yes and no. I mean, the European Parliament constitutes what in the handbooks is called tyranny of the majority. They usually vote together. So if and I do not like any form of dissent. If they think that 2 + 2 is 5 would hurt conservative government, I think they would vote that 2 + 2 is 5. So no, that does not really correspond to the political sentiments in Europe.
Poland has been subject of similar debates in the past. Could Poland face the same accusations as Hungary in the future, in your opinion?
Well, I can expect the worst, of course, unless the EU changes and goes back on the right track. But never heard anyone raise any accusation about the problems of the accuracy of spending European money. That is, we are as unblemished as you can imagine. Absolute honesty and transparency. No one can accuse us of making any financial frauds.
Professor Legutko, thank you for your visit in our studio.
Thank you. My pleasure.